Español 1, Unidad 4, Lección B, Gramática. Let's talk about using the verb gustar. So gustar means actually to be pleasing, and it is used to discuss likes and dislikes. And to make a sentence negative with it, all you have to do is add a no at the beginning, and to emphasize who, you add an a with a name or pronoun. So let's look at how you form sentences with gustar to talk about likes and dislikes. So to clarify or add emphasis, you would add one of the phrases here at the beginning with a mí for may, a ti for te, a él, ella, or usted for lay or a name, a nosotros or nosotras for nos, a vosotros or vosotras for os, and a ellos, ellas, or ustedes with les. And you could also use a name there in place of ellos or ellas, or like a few names. So keep in mind that the me, te, le, nos, os, and les are actually indirect object pronouns. So when we're saying something is pleasing to me, so like a mí me, so like it's pleasing to me. Pleasing to you, it would be a ti, te. Now, you don't have to use the a phrases. That's only to add emphasis or to clarify to whom you are referring to. So it's most commonly used with lay and lace. And then gustar, there's only two forms. Gusta, which is the singular form, and it's also used with infinitive verbs. And then gustan, which is the plural form. So let's look at some examples. Me gusta el chocolate. I like chocolate. So chocolate is pleasing to me. Notice gusta is in the singular form because el chocolate is singular. A mí me gusta bailar. So since it's an infinitive, bailar, we would use the singular gusta, and then dancing is pleasing to me. A mí me gusta bailar. A ti te gusta bailar. So dancing is pleasing to you. You like to dance. No te gustan los tomates. You don't like tomatoes. So gustan is in the plural form because los tomates is plural. A Pablo le gusta bailar. So Pablo likes to dance. Notice a Pablo clarifies who le is referring to. So without a Pablo, le could mean a lot of different things. So a Pablo clarifies and emphasizes. A Tere y a Ana les gusta bailar. So here's an example of using names to clarify who les is referring to. A mis amigos les gusta bailar. You could also use a phrase like mis amigos to refer back to like a ellos or a ellas or a ustedes. A ella le gusta bailar. You can also just use those pronouns as well. And a nosotros nos gusta bailar. So there's several examples on how you would use gustar with infinitives, nouns, and different subjects. Now for ser and estar. Both of these verbs mean to be. Let's look at how they're conjugated. Yo soy, I am, or yo estoy, I am. For you are, you have tú eres and tú estás. For he, she, is, or you are, you have es and está. For we are, you have somos and estamos. For you all are, as in Spain, you have sois and estáis. And then for they or you all are, you have son and están. Notice how the forms of estar have accent marks in the tú, el, ella, usted, vosotros, and ellos, ellas, ustedes forms. Now let's look at the differences between using ser and estar, since they both mean to be. So for ser, you would use it for more permanent situations, and estar, it's used for more temporary situations. Let's look at some examples. So for origin, you would use ser, as in soy de Mexico, I am from Mexico. For a star, something more temporary would be location. Estoy en la escuela. I am in school. For ser, something more permanent, you would use description and traits like ella es alta. She is tall. That's a more permanent characteristic. For feelings, you would use a star since it's more temporary. For example, ella está cansada. She is tired. A more permanent for time and date, es lunes. It's Monday. For a star, a temporary condition, el café está frío. The coffee is cold. For occupation, more permanent, mi papá es profesor. My dad is a teacher. For a temporary state, like qué cansado estás hoy. How tired you are today. For events, you would use ser, la fiesta es en mi casa. The party is at my house. And keep in mind that some adjectives change meaning a bit when used with ser versus a star. For example, el libro es aburrido. The book is boring. Versus estoy aburrido, meaning I am bored. And so something to remember, if it describes who or what something is, then you would use ser. If it describes how or where something is, you would use a star.